can't see it there at the second. This is super annoying. Hopefully it is all back. If you guys can see this, please do let me know. It should be super useful. And we will get this back underway. That is so random that I did that and very frustrating. But hopefully we are all back. We had a nice little crowd as well, so that is a bit disappointing. And I will just double check on the guys. Cool. So I'm not sure if that is a problem with Total War or a problem with my PC. My PC doesn't normally do this, so it should be fine now. Sorry for the bumpy start. And let's find out if we are back online. So it looks like we are back. It has opened up another stream though. So I will try and go tell people on the previous video that we are back over here now. Cool, yes, we are up and running. I can see it now, which is all good. And we have a new subscriber, Nexus. Thank you very much. Cool. Yep, looks like those can be resorting out. Their armies was absolutely fine. No worries. Hopefully this will allow us to get a few of the people back, hopefully. Which should be all good. We're having a nice little chat in there. Hey Zach, what's up man? Are you back? Try and drag a few of those people we had before back over as well. If anyone could pop back to the previous video and just let people know maybe in the comments down below that we are back, that'd be super useful. Need to try and get Nexus back as well, who was in nice chatting as well. But yeah, we're just going to allow these guys to reset their armies. Everything has stayed the same. Hey, we're back live, dude. What's up, man? We are back. We're just waiting for these guys. They're going to redo their armies because, of course, they did see each other's armies. Very annoyingly, Total War just completely puffed for some reason. And then when I tried to open up, I could press play, and then just 0 happened. So we'll see what happens when we try and load in this time. Oh, we don't need Nexus back. That's fine. Oh, no, he has returned. Of course, we want Nexus back. Hey, we're back up to 8. Okay, we've lost a few people, but hopefully nothing too dramatic there. Should hopefully slowly get them filtering back as well, which would be nice. Yeah, if anyone could just do me the favour of popping back to the previous video and just leaving a comment down below or something there, just alerting people, because I believe if they click on the link in the Discord, it's going to take them to that video instead. Just letting them know to hop over to this new one. We are back up and running. Unfortunately now, because we have collected on Ben, his army is visible, but there is quite a big delay on this, and of course Jimmy G wouldn't really cheat anyway. Normally, luckily on spectator mode, you can't see this, but I am joining into Ben's lobby. So it looks like we're all good. I will rehost the lobby after they've done this matchup anyway, just to allow Falcon and Zach be Saint Hopping. Nah, he won't cheat, man. I don't have a screen blocker just because normally you don't need one, because I do spectator mode. However, because I've had to reload in because the whole game crashed, we are unfortunately in Ben's lobby here. And also, Black Phillip, what's up, man? Good to see you back. I think I saw you in one of my previous videos. Oh, you set links, thanks. Thanks, man. That's super useful. Yeah, unfortunately, it is super annoying, that crash. But we should be all good. We should be all good. Now, who's your money on? We have the mighty Dimmy G, who is in apparently the Lord and Saviour of Extreme Meme Team, I've heard the rumours say. Up against Ben the Barman, who was originally the first ever Death Before Dishonour champion. I think almost every single one of his games he's played has gone to a 2-1 series. So he likes the long haul, he likes the dwarfs, and they like a grudging. So it should be a good match. Yeah, I am super excited for this. I don't know who my money's on. I've seen Felcon play a lot before, and he is super talented, but I've also seen Zach take down a move hacker, and win our last tournament also taking down Ben the Barman, so that matchup's going to be a very tight affair, and I've never seen Dimmy G play. So him coming up against Ben the Barman, who I know is a very good player, should be interesting. Should be very good indeed. Is there any armies you guys want to see in particular? Any matchups? Or have you played these guys before? Do you have any experience up against them? Hey, we're back up to 12 watching, which is good. We should be roughly back up to where we were before. Pipes is our daddy and Dimmy is our drunk uncle. That's not something I would ever say on stream before, but there you go. Yeah, Zach B. Sane, who is the current champion, who's going to be in round 2, also hosted a Flash tournament the other day, which I put up the replays of on the channel, so you can go back and see that out. And I actually played in it. It was my first ever tournament. I came up against Zach, and I can tell you it did not end well for me at all. So I have faced the wrath of Zach B. Sane before. He's a very nice guy, but also a very good player who can crush your hopes and dreams pretty quick. Yeah, and feel free to like the video, guys, and subscribe. Oh shit, Zach. I've just seen that in chat. You said you have to drop out the tournament or take someone to hospital. No worries, man. We will take care of that first, obviously. I will make sure that we can get a replacement in. If anyone from chat would like to join in, feel free. If not, I can step in myself. Sweet, looks like they're ready to go. Cool, it is loading in, and we've got further than we did before, so hopefully that is all good. Sweet, so we are loading in here, and everything looks to be going good. We're moving around fine. Let's get rid of that quick, and have a look at the armies. So for the Mighty Norskans, led by Dimmy G, it looks like he's gone for a mixture of Marauders and Marauder Berserkers, which is a nice little combo I like to do myself as well. Just having the chaff kind of mixed in with the slightly more elite troops. It's moving all the way over here. Now, it looks like he's got quite a big monster core here. He does have the Mist Stalkers, regiment-renowned Femir Warriors, super tanky and durable unit. And if we get this up right here, you can see they do have Armor Sundering, which is really useful. It also has a couple units of Skin Wolves, one armoured and one non-armoured, which is also very nice. And let's see what else he has. So he has a couple of units of the Marauder Hunters with Javelins. I prefer these guys definitely over the Axemen. I used to play with the Axemen. These guys just have longer range, better arc of fire, and the armor piercing isn't too much different. He also has a unit of Marauder Spearmen in the back. And for his leadership core, he does have Wolfric the Wanderer, who's going to be up on his top of his big pimp chair. He's just going to be there chilling. He won't actually be doing anything in this fight, because when he's on his chair, he just likes to sit his butt down. But his Mammoth will be just terrorising the enemy and rushing through them as fast as possible. And for his Mage, he does have a Famir Balefiend of Shadows. So let's see what he has brought with him. Looks like he has gone for Melkoth's Mystify and Miasma. The Enfeebling Foe, which is a very nice pick, and I like quite a lot. And the Pendulum. Also has a Scroll of Shielding as well for that added damage resistance, which can work really well on Wulfric here. So let's go ahead and have a little look at Ben the Barman's army. So in the front line, he has gone for some Dread Spears, flanking Bleak Swords. It looks like have been chevroned up, so they should do fairly decent against the basic Marauders at least. There's another unit of Dread Spears guarding the other flank, and 2 units of Dark Shards. Very nice overall, good armor-piercing unit. In the back, he has the Hellobroni, the regiment round Dread Spears, and Sisters of Slaughter mixed in with the Sisters of Singing Doom regiment renowned Witch Elves. It looks like he's gone for a decent amount of cav as well, so he does have Cold One Knights on both flanks, and also an added Slash's Harvesters and some Dark Riders over here on his left flank. And up in the sky, he does have a Supreme Sorceress, so not going for Marathi here. Supreme Sorceress of Fire, and let's see what she has. So she has brought the Opal Amulet, which is a really nice ability, or ward save. It gives you 22% damage resistance. He also has the Burning Head, Flaming Sword of Ruin, and Cascading Fire Cloak. So I like the looks of both armies here. No idea who's going to come out on top. Do you guys have any predictions? And let's get this underway. Cool, let's let them know when they're good to go. Quick last check of chat here. And there is one spot summation just before we start there. If you would like to take it, feel free, my dude. Just drop me a message after this battle so I can see it, as I cannot unfortunately see the chat whilst the battle is going underway. So just a little bit of repositioning here. It looks like the Norsemen are going to be trying to take this high ground on the left a little bit. And both players, of course, have to move forwards. We are playing tournament rules, the Warhammer ones that are just up on the big Warhammer Discord, the tournament-specific ones. So basically, both players have to be attacking. It just stops kite drawing and kind of mass spamming of specific overpowered units. It looks like both players have rearranged a little bit, and I'll be marching in. Who is your money on? I mean, these Norscan Marauder Berserkers should tear through the Bleak Swords, but the Bleak Swords are chevroned up, so they might be able to hold the line a little bit longer. I think the cav play of the Dark Elves could be very key here. I do have a really like the pick of the Skin Wolves. They have regeneration. They can go in there, do a decent fight up against Cold One Knights and so forth, and then just retreat back, heal up, and get back into the fray. So we do have a couple of units just swinging around the left-hand side here. So we have the Slash Harvesters and also some Dark Riders trying to get in behind, and they're going to be probably swooping in for some rear charges or trying to hop on top of some Javelins. Looks like the Famir bursts in a lung here, trying to catch up to these Cold One Knights, really wanting to fight. If he's not careful, now he does move them back. They're about to be counter-charged as well, as Ben the Barman does react very well here. He's going to be reforming his lines, and it looks like the battle is getting underway here, as we do have Marauder Berserkers charging in on top of these Bleak Swords, and they should tear them apart. However, there is some Dark Shard fire coming in, doing a decent job of poking those guys down. It's interesting to see where he takes Wulfric. He has started to move him away from this rather nasty Cold One unit, which is a good idea, and bringing him back to the main fray. It looks like the Dark Elf Centre is already starting to buckle, and over here on the side we do get some rear charges coming from the Slash's Harvesters, which is great play. It's ensuring that he manages to help break these units, but it does look like it is the Dread Spears instead who will break, and some more Marauders do come over to help. The Famir are just hunting down the cav wherever they see them. So far going pretty damn good for the Norscans. Looks like a Flaming Skull is coming down here, trying to tear up some of these Marauder Hunters. Let's see if he reacts and pulls them away. Not quite in time there. And they are going to be taking a huge amount of damage. However, in return, Wulfric is just charging through this front line. So he's going to be shutting down these Dark Shards super quickly. And the Norscans are just overrunning the Dark Elves at the moment. However, they still have this huge amount of Cold One cav who can just swing in and get some really good rear charges. So they're going to be very key. But as you can see, Dimiji has kept some of these Skin Wolves in reserve, which is super useful to counter the Cold One play. So in the back, we do have some Dark Shards being chased off by a rather battered unit of Marauder Berserkers. Really needs to try and free those guys up, as he's going to need all the firepower he can to try and take down Wulfric. The Sorceress is just going to be floating over top, cackling and dropping spells as she does. It looks like in the back, these Dark Riders and Cold Ones have been debuffed by Enfeebling Foe and are being picked on by Skin Wolves plus Spearmen. Really not where these guys want to be. does have some more colonized running trying to save the situation. And he himself does drop a nice Soul Sealer does come down. So over on the flanks here, it looks like the Marauding Berserkers are just slowly going to chew their way through these Dread Spears, and the Dark Riders, who aren't the most elite, do have a pendulum coming down, doing a great amount of damage to those Bleak Swords, really helping these Miststalkers cut through these guys super quickly. Looks like Wolfric is rampaging here, but he doesn't care too much. He's going to be rolling over these Dark Elves, stomping some skulls, and yeah, he's just going to be an absolute monster to take down. And if these Cold Ones go down, I'm feeling that could be a little bit game over. So we're having a tiny bit of lag problems here, which is a little bit unfortunate. I've played with Ben before and haven't had any before. So hopefully it should subside in a second. It looks like these Cold Ones are actually doing a bit of a number over on the Skin Wolves now. Nice little slow-mo attack animations we can do here. The goodest boys here, or goodest girls, jump in there and start tearing apart some of these rather nasty beasties. If they can win this engagement with a couple more spells and maybe some Dark Rider rear charges, that could be absolutely key, as the infantry fight has been lost, but they have spread apart these Norskins quite nicely. So if you can start picking off units, it should be in fairly decent shape, and the power of balance is actually in the favour at the moment of the Norskins. So we do have a couple of units as well that have shattered off the field. Looks like mainly like Dark Elf units. These Dark Shards should return. And is there anything going on in the back here? So we do have the Senescious Harvesters, who have charged into the more of the Hunter of Javelins, but it looks like they may be able to stabilise themselves. They were very close to breaking. Their leadership is up to 9 now. They should be able to rout off those more Javelins and do a decent job there. So we do have Wolfric just trying to wander into the back here. Hopefully none of them are going to get dropped from this game. We haven't had any questions pop, so I don't think so at the moment. And Wolfric is just doing what he does best. In slow motion, of course, just for that added dramatic effect there. Just clubbing some of these Witch Elves. It's going to be really hard for the Dark Elves to get back into this. I mean, if they win this little engagement here, there is a chance, but without those Cav, they have nothing which can bring down Wolfric. These Dark Shards are pretty beaten up, and they're just going to get chased off the battlefield. Well, we do have this minute of lag. I will just quickly check chat. What's up, Croissant? Nice to see you, my dude. Cool, man. There seems like a lot of nice chat going on. Unfortunately, we are having some problems at the moment. First of all, the game crashed, and now we're having a bit of lag, which is super frustrating. It shouldn't be my internet connection. We do have some pretty decent connection, but it is looking like most of the Dark Elves are starting to flee off the field, and could be a huge pendulum coming down on these Cold Ones right here. Let's try and get the nice close-up maneuver. And yes, it does, which actually breaks off one unit of Dark Riders. The other Cold Ones are wavering, looks like they may well break. And this last unit of Cold Ones are not going to have enough punch to scare off both these Skin Wolves, although it looks like they were pretty close there for a second, but some great use of magic to bring him back into the game. So Wolfric, he's now trying to chase down the Supreme Sorceress. Got a little bit too close for comfort. He hasn't dropped down his debuff on her yet by the looks of it. But even so, she's just nowhere near as good a combatant as Wolfric. Looks like that lag has subsided now at last, which is all good. We should get back underway in full swing. So we do have some more Berserkers. We're just going to be clearing up these Bleak Swords here, and then they can easily move to the back, start taking down these Dark Shards, who are getting escorted by the Helibroni. Probably just trying to get close and get some shots in, but I don't think there's much he can do. This section looks like it's lost. Supreme Sorceress does come in, trying to rally her troops around her and break off this section, but it looks like they're going to hold. And in the distance, you can see the mighty Wolfric the Wanderer coming crashing in with just so many Marauder reinforcements. They're going to drag these Cold Ones down. And yeah, as you can see, a couple of units are already fleeing. These Dark Riders, though, good play, fighting to the death here. Oh, no. I say fighting to the death. As soon as they saw the Skin Wolves, they bolted and legged it. And that is going to be 1-0 there to Dimmy G. So very well played to both competitors there. Dimmy G coming in hard. Wolfric, 113 kills, did a really great job. I love the play of keeping the Skin Wolves a little bit in reserve just to counter that Cold One play. Cool, great game to both of those guys, and the game didn't crash, which is fantastic. Sweet, so Sarmation, if you just want to let me know now while we're mid-games, if you do want to take Zach's place. Unfortunately, he's had some personal troubles, and he's having to quickly take someone to the hospital. If you do want to play, man, feel free to jump in. You'll be up against Falcon in round 2. So if you just stick on the stream, you'll figure out when you start, and I'll give you the password and all that good stuff. That'd be super helpful, man. And of course, real life stuff clearly takes precedence over this type of thing. Yeah, strange with the lag. Cool, so while those guys sort that out, I've actually remembered, I need to change the maps, which is the first time. And it looks like he's actually changed it for me. Perfect! That is one advantage of these guys being in control. So we do have Troll Country up next, much smaller map, that's why I picked it. There's a nice little bit of contrast, super quick, really works well for those close combat armies, and there are some woods so you can do a little bit of sneaking. And while I remember, let's hop out of this quickly. And let's alter. So it looks like we have to redo the scoreboard, which is fine. So we do have Dimmy, who is on 1, and we have Ben. We're very fancy now with our little scoreboards. Hopefully you guys can actually see this. I can't see this on my screen, so I'm just kind of praying that it's there. Looks like Ben may be going for the greenskins up against Demi Jean's Beastmen. Unfortunately, as of course, because we are in one of their lobbies, we are going to see the armies for one of them, but neither of these guys are currently in stream, so it should be all good. Cheers, Salmation Man. That'd be super useful. And yes, Lizardmen are of course the best faction, because they're dinosaurs riding dinosaurs, and it's nothing better than that. Beastmen aren't terrible. I quite like Beastmen. Against certain factions, of course. I like them up against Skaven. You can mass vanguard, kind of come from all directions, use hounds, use harpies. And I actually like Razor Gore herds in that situation, because they can pin in doom wills and so forth, and they have a decent amount of armor piercing. We'll see how this plays out. After this series, I will reset the lobby as well, so I will be the host, and no one will be able to actually see what's going on. Although I have heard there are problems with the spectator mode, so that might be what caused the crash, but hopefully not. Cool, whilst this is going on, I'm just going to quickly check the Discord. See if we have a message from Salmation. So how are you guys all doing today? Hopefully all good. Ready to see some skulls get smashed. You would argue Skaven to be the best, or the best faction. I don't know about that, man. I do not know. The best faction, it's got to be Lizardmen. It just is. I may be biased. I used to play them on tabletop years ago. Which was super fun. I used to run a Saurus Old Blood on top of a Carnosaur, which was super rare because everyone else used to take the Slan, but I loved, the idea of Carnosaur just getting in there, tearing apart the opponent. So it is currently 1-0 to Dimmy. All rounds are of course best of 3. So let's see if Ben Barman can claw it back. He of course has never not gotten to the final in one of these events. The first one he managed to win the final, and the second one went down 2-1 to Zach B. Sane. Hey, Croissant. Hoping to get you back into one of these again soon, man. You're a really great competitor last time. I believe you came... Did you come up against Ben, or did you come up against Zach? I feel like it was Ben that managed to just about beat you. It would be fantastic to have you back. Sweet, it looks like Salmation is going to hop in and be an absolute hero of the people and play in the next round. He'll be a champion for Zach B. Sane. And he, of course, is going to be up against Falcon. I believe I have played Sarmatian a couple of times. They may even be up on the channel. I think I managed to get a sneaky win once by being a right arse and basically taking a lizard man death blob and hiding in a forest somewhere. And I think I still only just about managed to kind of drag it out. So they're ready when they are. There's no rush, of course. We are just chilling. Stream will probably go on for about 2.5 hours. That's how long it tends to go. We have had a few issues at the start, so it may end up being a little bit longer. But it depends, you know, how quick the battles go. Nah, no worries, man. Let's get this cracking. Ben the Barman, in fact, does help run a bar, which is pretty cool. So I like his name. And the last couple of times actually did play in front of his employees, I think, which is kind of cool. But we will have to see. I think he's probably at home today. I think he's got the day off. So, for Demi G, who has gone Beastmen, I think he does in fact main Beastmen, which is quite an interesting pick, as they're not the most, you know, considered the most competitive, but he's gone for a very wide front line here. Mixture of, looks like Ungor Spearmen mixed in with Goreherds here for the most part. And there is just a ton of them down here. Front line of Spearmen, back line of Goreherds. He also has the Destroyers of Drakwold, which is the regiment around Ungor Spearmen. He has 2 units of Razor Goreherd. I really like these guys. They do a surprising amount of armor piercing damage and are fairly quick and pretty damn tanky. And yes, he has brought Minotaurs. So he has 1 unit with great weapons. I absolutely love these guys. They're a little bit glass cannon, but still a very cool unit. And also the Butchers of Kalkengard, which is just a badass name. Reminds me of The Witcher quite a lot there. Who, Minotaurs, regiment renowned. They do have shields plus regeneration, which is crazy. He also has a couple of Harpies up in the sky. That looks like it is it for the most of his forces. Let's just check out his leadership. So he has gone for a Brave Shaman of Beasts on a chariot. Now, I'm someone who gets chariots killed all the time, but used effectively, these guys can be super nasty. And he does have the curse of... Oh, God, I'm going to butcher this name. Anarir. That's what we're going to stick with. It does minus 26 melee attack, also minuses your speed, and actually, very nice debuff. Quite a large area of effect as well. And he does, of course, have Morgur the Shadowgave, who's, I'm assuming, going to have brought all his nasty summons. Yes, he can summon some Chaos Spawn to the field. So, nice wide army overall, with quite a little bit of punch as well with the Minotaurs and Razorgors. And of course, terror and fear is always good to take up against the Greenskins. So let's have a little look at Ben's army. For the front line, he does have mainly just little units of goblins. These guys can be there to take the charge, and then these bigger nasty units are going to come in, I'm sure, when the war is popped. In the back, he does have a couple units of Blackhawks mixed in with regiment renowned Night Goblins. Oh, it does have some Orc Biggins as well in the middle. He's gone for a real mixed bag here. More Blackhawks, more Savage Orcs, Orc Boys, Nasty Skulkers. He has just a little bit of everything in his army. I guess he's pretty good at facing all comers, I suppose. But for the most part, front line is cheaper goblins, more elite units in the back. He's also gone for some Orc Araboys who are fairly decent in combat and can kind of hold their ground even if you get, you know, penetrated from behind, I suppose, and they manage to break down your formation. They can at least put up a fight back. Unlike these guys, the Rusty Arrows, who are just little tiny goblins. But they do have Armor Sundering and Stalk, which is a nice little pick. And the man, the myth, the absolute dancing hero Wurzag on his boar here, who has brought Effigy of the Get, who of course has War, and Edbart, and a few more spells like Brainbuster. So it looks like we're all good to go. And who is your money on? Just where it starts, I'll do another very cheeky look at the chat here. Unfortunately, I do have to do it on my phone, so I cannot see overly quickly. But it looks like everything is all good. Cool. And let's get this underway. So, of course, the both armies are going to be charging towards each other. The Beastmen immediately trying to launch themselves into combat. Minotaurs may struggle a little bit. They don't have any perfect targets. They could do a good job over on the Blackhawks and wear them down, but there's nothing specifically that they want to really go for. It looks like the Razorgore herds are going to be charging headlong in front of the army. They may even go for a little frontal attack, which isn't the worst idea. You can pop in on top of things like goblins, just do a load of damage, take none in return, and then just retreat and fall back. The Looks like the Harpies were vanguarded into the back there. They're going to be searching for these rusty arrows, I'm sure. Looks like the Goblins are charging forward to engage. They're not going to last too long, however, and the Razorgore herds do pop in and do a decent amount of damage, but the wire is popped. So these guys are going to be charging in now, doing a decent amount of damage, hopefully. Brave Shaman, though, does go tearing through these Night Goblins, who unfortunately aren't going to have enough mass to pin it down. They are trying to chase it off, and the rest of the Orcs do charge forward. So that wire is going to give them a big speed bonus, charge bonus, and melee attack. So it's always good to pop just before the fight actually starts, so you can get that added charge bonus. Big FG of the Git coming down as well, keeping these guys in place. And we do have the constant archer fire. These Orc Arrow Boys and Durossi Arrows are trying to single out those Minotaurs, and look at the Butchers, they're getting torn apart there, as well as this Gore herd. And these guys could be in real trouble. If you can get them out of there, of course, they can regen. Now in the back, we do have the Brave Shaman, who has actually been pinned in by some Goblin Wolf Riders, which I missed. And also some of these Goblins, it looks like, are trying to poke and tear it down. So a good catch there. Needs to get some of these back units in the action, however. And in the back, he has got some Goblin Wolf Riders protecting these archers. Now, if he can get these archers to constantly find these Minotaurs, he will be able to break and tear them off. So it looks like this unit has run away. However, they are going to be regenerating, so if he has nothing to chase them down, they will just come back bigger, nastier, and stronger. Some Razorgores are rallying in the back, but it looks like a lot of the Ungor herds just broke and have started to run for the hills. However, these Minotaurs have found a little pocket of space here, and they're going to be running into the back. Power balance is very slightly in Ben the Barman's favour with the Greenskins here. He hasn't managed to finish off this Brave Shaman, however, it looks like these Night Goblins are slowly going to go down, but they are unbreakable. I think these are the unbreakable variety. One of them doesn't pop up with its name for some reason, it's a little bit of a bug. It looks like Morga is a little bit stuck, but of course he does have the summons of the Chaos Spawn he can pull out. There are some very healthy units of Black Orcs, one over here running down to try and shut down these Minotaurs with great weapons. And the other one just chilling out in the middle right now. I mean, there's pretty good control now by the Greenskins. They've managed to protect both these arch units, scare off these Harpies who have rallied. They have a nice pocket of strength. They're just trying to slowly pick apart these Minotaur units. However, though, it looks like these Minotaurs did manage to take down Wurzag, and he is running for the hills. If Dimmy can just grab these Harpies, take them over here, and escort Wurzag off the field, that can be huge. Greenskins are really lacking about their leadership, and at the moment, the battle's going in their favour. Without their leadership and these nasty Terracors and units all over the field, Greenskins could really start to struggle, even with these elite Black Orc troops. So it looks like Harpies are swinging over, probably just trying to get a couple of free kills on Durossi Arrows. Looks like they are going in for a little charge here. They don't want to hang around too long. There are some nasty Black Orcs here as well. And let's see, was Wurzag defeated? I believe, yes, he was run off the field. That is disastrous for Ben the Barman. He had the game in his pocket by the looks of it, but now, with the loss of him, he could really start to struggle. As we can see, there's a few units already suffering with leadership penalties. Savage Orcs are running off over here. And Nasty Skulkers have completely shattered. That could be absolute disastrous. It looked like it was going so well for him. The Savage Orcs are just going to easily clear up these Ungors and probably just move around, easily wiping off these rallying troops. There's some Goblins as well, doing their little job, trying to chase down some units, but it looks like they themselves may end up breaking. It's really going to come down to these Black Orcs now. Can they hold long enough to out-survive the Chaos Spawn summons? Of course, summons do deteriorate over time. And then just hold the line and drag down those nasty monsters. Attempt to rally all the other Goblins, but some of them are just shattering off now. Looks like Durossi Arrows have gone. These Orc Arrow Boys are running for the hills, and Dimiji probably is not going to let them come back. You can see even the mighty elite Black Orcs are slowly getting torn down. Great use of the summons. You all just help punch through them. And it looks like the Butchers, who were destroyed early on, have started to regen up. And they are back in the fray of eight models there. So they're not doing too bad. And I think this battle has completely swung. So we do have a unit of Goblin Wolf Riders. Look like they were just chasing off a unit. And a couple of Orc Boys and Savage Orcs coming back to this main mashup. Now, how is Morga the Shadowgate doing? As Beastmen also have pretty poor leadership, but he is so tanky, and he is currently very healthy. He has regen, of course, and he's just slowly gaining hit points up to over 3,700 right now, and I can't see a way of the Orcs getting back into this. They've done a huge amount of damage, did really fantastic early on, but Wurzag going down, it's always the risk with Greenskins. They have very squishy lords. I don't think they're going to have anything that's going to be able to pull down Morga and these Minotaurs. However, this unit is very beaten up. Where is the Great Weapon unit is the real question. Those guys are nice and healthy. That could be pretty key. But again, the Beastmen are starting to break. Maybe I'm writing Ben off a little bit too early here. It's just they have all their leadership. And where are those Minotaurs? They've been broken off as well. It looks like he may just about be able to pull this back. A lot of these beast minions are very beaten up, but Morgur's going to be so tanky. It looks like his troops are going to abandon him. The butchers are absolutely legging it for the hills. These gore herds are as well. These orc biggins are just going to escort them off the field. They might not be able to chase these guys that far. I don't think they're going to be back for long, and I could be completely wrong here, which definitely would not be the first time. Brave Shaman running for the hills here, trying to keep out of sight of these guys, getting a few cycle charges and just try and break them off. And Morgur is the real key here. Do they have enough to drag him down? There is 50 Blackhawks here, which will do it given enough time. They may just be able to break his leadership. Power balance is now swinging quite heavily in Ben the Barman's favour. He is fighting back tooth and nail with everything he has. Looks like there is a unit of Ungors rallying on the side here, but they're not going to be up too much, to be honest. And great play here, dragging these very speedy Goblin Wolf Riders, chase down the Butchers. Orc Biggins will just escort these units off, and I mean, I said just earlier that Dimmy had this, but I think Ben the Barman definitely has this in his back pocket now. Brave Shaman's just about to break off, and it's going to be Morgur versus the world, and he just does not do enough damage here. We have some Black Orcs just chilling out, admiring the view. You know, nice forest over here. Watching their fellow orcs do the hard work and chase units down. And that is tied up 1-1 in this first game. Very good play there. Super well played to both players. I thought Dimmy G had it, man. As soon as he managed to scare off Wurzag, I thought he had it. But it is 1-1. Let's have a quick little look at chat. Yeah, it's good to see so many of you guys in here. Please do drop a like if you are enjoying and consider subscribing. Really helps out the channel, and there will of course be more tournaments coming along. Hey Romulan Dog, what's up man? Nice to see you in here. So, who is your money on now, guys? I know we had some fans of both of these guys at the start. They are, of course, going to be playing on Oakenhammer, which is our third map. Both these guys fighting out, trying to get a spot in that final. And in the other game, it is now going to be between Falcon of the Extreme Meme team up against Sarmation, who is very kindly hopped in, and he's going to be Zach B. Sane's champion today in this trial by combat. So it looks like Dimmy G is going to be going Chaos. Let's see if they're doing a pick and ban situation. No, it looks like they're just doing a gentleman's agreement. And that is one of the main things, of course, you look for in this type of situation when considering who to invite to these tournaments and or who to re-invite and so forth. And of course, it's basically just the players who are the easiest to get on with and nice to each other. Sportsmanship is the most important thing, of course. Both these guys have been fantastic so far, very patient as well, with the stream dropping out earlier, which is very unfortunate. But they are both back. Very interesting to see what builds they go for here. I haven't done this matchup too much myself. I only recently actually got the Chaos DLC. Miles later, of course. I started playing this game when the Lizman Skaven DLC came out, so I know all about the Skaven. And they have a array of kind of crazy, wacky, very Pinky in the Brain style tools. Like the Giselles, Doomwolves and so forth, which can be an absolute massive pain, but I think Chaos do have the tools to deal with them. The best idea normally against Skaven is to go very wide, or at least in my experience. But big Terracores and monsters are also very good. Of course, they can get sniped out. I very much like this pick here, but I'll talk about that more when we actually hop into the battle. Ah, you're thinking Dimmy is running out of factions, eh? Oh no, man. I know he loves his Beastmen, so he's already played them. Can't remember who played in the first round, actually. God, my working memory is honestly terrible. It is so bad. Ah, and talking of memory, I need to update the scoreboard. Boop. Hopefully that should be updated for you guys. So we're getting very fancy now with all our scoreboards and so forth. Apologies for the timer in the middle. I didn't have time to make my own one, so I just hopped online and quickly grabbed just a cover that I could use for it, and it comes with a timer. And unfortunately you can't delete it or get rid of it, which is very frustrating. But still, at least we actually have a scoreboard now. While I think about it, I will just remove this section as well. Just change that to Death Before Dishonour. Yeah, so who do you think this favours, guys? Do you think it favours the Chaos or the Skaven? Oh, looks like you guys already chatted about that, actually. Easier for Chaos, perhaps, but of course Skaven has tools to make it tough. That is very true. I feel like they have the tools to make any game tough. Honestly, Skaven now, they're not... I wouldn't class them as, like, super top tier, but I would class them up there. You know, they can go toe-to-toe with pretty much anyone now. Very interesting to see. I like the look of this army so far, going very wide, and oh, I'm going to talk about these guys when we get in there. You do not see this unit around much at all, so it's very nice to see them. And this build's looking very healthy so far. Going very big and wide. Is there any matchups you guys want to see these guys do? Or perhaps give any ideas out to Falcon and Sarmation? Sarmation, of course, a very good player. Played him a couple of times. I think most of the times he's absolutely stomped me. I managed to claw one very lucky victory, I think. But a very good tournament player. And it's actually great to have him in the tournament. The answer is always Sigvald. Yeah, Sigvald. I feel like if you asked him that question, he would give you that answer. So. Sigvald, of course, loves to look at himself in the mirror. I think that's the whole point of the mirror guard. They kind of throw their bodies in the way and protect him, but they have big mirror shields so he can look at himself mid-battle and, you know, appreciate himself. So, my type of guy. You want High Elves versus Wood Elves, man? You're going to have to drop that down on Sarmation and Falcon if he's in the chat. And see if those guys want to do it. Ben the Barman, though, always the scrapper. Even on the back foot, almost at least... I think he's always at least got one match of whoever he's played against in these tournaments. And he's the only player to have played in all three. He's been trying to reclaim his titleship. There were some fantastic games last time. I actually really recommend, if you guys haven't seen them, to go back and watch it. The second tournament in particular had some really fantastic games. All of them quite close as well. There were some really good games early on with Zach Bisane and a Move Hacker. A really nice Lizardman versus Dwarf kind of masterclass of a match. Summation saying he's not too, but he's quite bad, but he can beat noobs like Romulan Dog, and I'm not going to comment on that. I'm gonna let you guys sort that out. In my personal opinion, Summation of course is very good, and of course Romulan Dog is as well, who I believe, I could be completely wrong here, I feel like he may have got to the ECL final, which is the Eternal Challenger League over on Turin's channel. I'm sure you guys have heard of it if you are watching this, but if you haven't, I highly recommend going to check out there for some really elite plays. Fantastic tournaments overall. And also another tournament I really enjoy is Lawmaster of Sotek. He does this tabletop tournament where you can pick one army, you have to submit the army and you take that army into battle, and you have that army for the whole tournament, just kind of one game knockouts, much how the Warhammer tabletop game worked, and it's really interesting and fun to watch, so I really highly recommend those two channels. And also, after we have done a certain amount of Death Before Dishonours, I think the main idea is that we're going to have 4 champions overall. When we have 4 separate champions, we will do one kind of big final Death Before Dishonour between those champions, and then I have an idea for a good versus bad kind of team-based tournament, where it'd be, say, 3-on-3. You have to take factions, either from Order or Disorder, and you just play against each other. I'll randomly do the matchups, of course, because there's some heavy favourites in certain matchups. We don't want to think too bad, but we randomly do it, and it's kind of like a knockout affair. Sweet, looks like they're good to go. Are you excited to see this game in action? The secret to this matchup is to Vanguard aspiring champions. I could not agree more. Hey Falcon, what's up my dude? Who is Nexus? That is the real question. Who is Nexus? Maybe I'm him. Maybe I'm able to comment and commentate at the same time. Who knows? That is the great mystery. Yeah, Falcon, great to have you in the chat. Hope you are prepared. You are going to be up against the mighty Sarmatian, who I'm expecting nothing but pure cavalry builds from. Nice, let's get this cracking. So, for the Forces of Chaos and Dimmy G, it looks like he's gone for a very wide army, which is, of course, always good to do. And up first, let's go for Soforial, the Everwatcher, a fantastic pick in this matchup. Skaven loves to snipe out your lords with Giselles, especially Regiment Renowned version. And this guy has a crazy amount of missile resistance. He also is unbreakable, and he's also brought Final Transmutation and Plague of Rust. So overall, very nice here. He also, of course, causes terror, has 60% missile resistance and 25 magic resistance. He's going to be super tanky, be able to barge through that front line and tear out a lot of troops. And the front lines, he has gone for a mixture of Chaos Marauders and Forsaken. So Chaos Marauders, very good in this matchup. Shielded, cheap, should be able to cut through most Skaven infantry. However, Forsaken, I have not seen these guys use much at all, basically, since I started playing Total War. They are massive damage dealers, but they have like a decent amount of armor, nothing too crazy. They tend to kind of just get bogged down and killed rather quickly, but they should work as lawnmowers up against this Skaven army. So there's also going to be a couple of units of Chaos Spawn, one on either flank here, which are unbreakable, which is also very useful in this matchup. Plus, they cause terror, I believe. They only fear causes. Only fear causes, but still, fear and terror all works very good up against the Skaven. I have no idea why those guys don't cause terror. He does also have some Chaos Warriors of Halberds on this flank, mixed in, and some Chaos Warhounds on the right-hand side. And on the left-hand side, he has another unit of Chaos Warhounds, some Chaos Chariots, which are super good just for riding down these troops. And up in the skies, he does have 2 Chaos Feral Manticores. A little bit of a risky pick, as if they do get shot early on, they can rampage and you just lose control of them and kind of waste them. However, they will also be very useful for, you know, get onto these back lines and skirmishing. So let's hop over to Ben the Barman's army. He's gone for a very large army himself, a mixture of Skaven slaves with spears, all mixed in with clan rats with shields, who have a little bit of added kind of protection, but nothing too crazy. A couple of units of Night Runner slingers. He does in fact have the Regiment Renowned sharpshooters. These guys are a crazy amount of damage and of course have Stalk. There is some couple of units of Rat Ogres, I believe 4 overall. He has the Blight Scabs Plague Pack, Regiment Renowned Plague Bearers, which are very good. He has of course gone for Lord Skrulk and a Warplock Engineer. So let's get this underway. Some early shots coming in on the Chaos Spawn, doing some great damage. However, those guys will not break and they will fight to the end. So your shots aren't wasted. Of course, they do a ton of damage. However, you know, these guys, even if 1 or 2 just gets in, that can really cause a lot of disruption in this army. However, I really like the pick here for the Rat Ogres, who will be able to shut them down quite quickly. So both armies just scooted up a little bit. And I like the use of the Warhounds, send them around the flank. Skaven are one of those armies which like to run away, but do often come back rather quickly. It's always good to have a couple of cheap, fast units who can chase them off and just pick up mass value. So it looks like the Forsaken are running into the front line here, trying to get onto these Skaven slaves. But Lord Skrulk's there, he should be protecting them a bit. And it looks like these clan rats have been brought up just to disrupt these Chaos Marauders and try and isolate some of these units. Skrulk needs to be a bit careful there. He could get beaten down rather quickly. But it does look like the Night Runners are doing a decent amount of damage firing into those Chaos Spawn there. In the back line, we have some fantastic play here, sneaking these Chaos Warhounds through this tiny gap and hopping on top of the Nakabobu sharpshooters. And also, the chariots are driving through the Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, which are the Regiment Round clan rats that we do have here. Over in the flank, it looks like we do have some Skaven slaves who just push forward to disrupt this front line, have backed off, and of course, it keeps you on your toes with your micros. These units now are no longer moving and need to get back into the fray. We do have some Chaos Marauders starting to rampage up to these clan rats. However, with support from Night Runners, they could end up struggling. let's have a look over in the main fight. So we do have the Howling Warp Gale pinning down these Chaos Manticores, which is very good, at least for a time being. Some summoned Plague Monks are slowly going to carve their way through these Chaos Marauders. It does look like the Warplock Engineer is in a little bit of trouble. He's trying to duel up against the almighty, like, pigeon here, but he's getting slapped around a little bit, and he'll do some decent damage himself. But he is mainly a spellcaster, so we'll that one there. He does have armor piercing, so we'll see how it goes. These Forsaken have been broken off, and it looks like the Rat Ogres have charged through the front line. They're doing a seriously great job of assisting these much weaker Skaven units, and one of the units has in fact managed to push its way all the way onto the Everwatcher himself, but he's a rather quick, slippery customer, and he's just going to float away helping some of these Night Runners, and he just does not want to get pinged down though by Rat Ogres. They can be a massive pain. Very tight battle here. The power balance has gone in Ben the Barman's favour, however. These Night Runners have done a fantastic job just pinning down these Chaos Spawn. Of course, have only 10 armor, which is basically nothing. And these Rat Ogres now getting in, and they will pound them into the ground. Looks like some Forsaken have been broken off here, and I'm assuming Ben will use one of these fairly cheap units just to chase them off until they don't come back. And Lord Skrulk is very healthy. He has to be aware, though, these Ferromanticores can come down and snipe him fairly quickly. So overall, very close battle so far. It looks like the sharpshooters, or not the sharpshooters, in fact. These guys sharpshooters? Yes, they have. It looks like the sharpshooters have run away, but they may be rallying. I mean, there's only a couple of units left in that army, in that unit. And also the Clan Vulcan Tailslashers need to get back into the fray. However, it's going pretty good for Skaven. There's nothing really here which can overthrow these Rat Ogres. They're running around just beating the crap out of these Chaos Marauders. Forsaken aren't going to do much against them, and they themselves are getting dragged down by some kind of Plague Monks here. Overall, it looks like it's going very good for Ben. However, he still has to deal with this giant angry pigeon. Now, these Chaos Warriors with halberds were super useful up against the Dragon Ogres, and instead getting focused down by Lord Stroll and swarmed by this nasty Blight Scab Plague Pack. Perfect for them. Drag these guys down, get them off the battlefield, and really help protect this really angry, nasty blob here of Rat Ogres who are just running around crushing some fools. So it looks like a few units are rallying for Dimmy G here, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. But then again, I called Ben the Barman out, so I'm not going to make any predictions here, because as you can see, Dimmy is scrapping. He's trying to secure this flank using the Ferromanticore, getting a nice rear charge with his Clan Rats should break them off quite quickly. And the big old pigeon is going to be floating around chasing off units wherever he can. So it looks like the sharpshooters have rallied, and they are going to be firing into the Everwatcher now. Of course, he does have a massive amount of resistance. However, getting the damage where you can, he doesn't actually have any healing himself. These Chaos Spawn are getting dragged down now by just a massive Clan Spears. Also looks like we have the Plague Pack have done a fantastic job so far. Up to 13 kills, they've been facing a lot of big angry units. And it looks like, I think Ben's got this. I think he's come back. I think he's come back from the 1-0 setback he was originally on. And all that's going to be left here really is the Everwatcher, who of course is unbreakable. This Ferromanticore won't last too long with his low leadership. There's only one unit of Chaos Marauders over here, and I cannot see him getting back into this. However, it looks like he is going to be dropping a fantastic final transmutation here, catching so many units, and this could really help try and claw his way back into the battle. As you can see, there's a decent amount of damage, nothing too crazy, however. And it looks like his Chaos Marauders are stuck fighting this Warplock Engineer, who actually, apart from a really great fighter, I thought he was going to get slapped around by the big chicken, but he's done a decent job so far, and he himself is up to 23 kills. The Rat Ogres are now going to swarm all over the big old Everwatcher here and slowly start to drag him down. And very good play by Ben over the course of most of the battlefield. He is just chasing down these units where he can. Skrulk is almost getting sniped out here, but these Clan Rat Spearmen, very loyal, can be running back in. It looks like that is going to be game. He shatters all of the Chaos units there. Power balance goes massively in his favour. And fantastic rain. What a comeback by Ben the Barman there. Coming back for the 2-1 victory. So Falcon Summation, you know who you're going to be up against in the final. It just depends which one of you guys can get there. So fantastic play to both the guys there. Some fantastic games. And well played, Ben. We will see you in the final. And thank you, a huge shout out to Dimmy G as well for taking part in this. I just sent him a message and he was down for it, so... Awesome. I'm tempted to try re-hosting the lobby, so we cannot see anyone. I really don't want the game to crash again. So Falcon and Sarmation, I will host a lobby for you guys. So it's going to be death before Dishonour, and the password's just going to be 4444. I'll try hosting it as a spectator, and let's pray the game doesn't crash. Actually, I know these guys aren't going to cheat, so I could just host it separately, I think, and add a spectator slot. Let's have a little look, see if I can do that. I'm not sure if there's a way of making me spectator. Screw it, we'll try spectator mode and pray. So we haven't had any problems before with the games dropping out in any of the previous tournaments, but we will see. And I have remembered to do them. We are playing on Schwarzenfen. Cool, so Sarmation, if you are still in chat, man, the password is just 444. I will quickly make sure to send him a message as well. Just find him on my Discord. And send that off. So, he should hopefully be joining in a second. Hey, there he is. Hello there. What's up, Falcon? So, who is your money on in this fight? Yeah, GG, Jimmy. Oh, Dimmy, not Jimmy. Dimmy, great played, man. Massive thank you for competing, dude. You did great, man. I thought you had it, honestly. When you managed to break off Wurzag in the previous game, I thought you had it the entire time in the commentary. If you go back, I was like, yep, he's got this. He's won. And Ben just managed to scrap it back, man. He managed to scrap it. Hey, Ben the Barman. Sup, dude? Fantastic play, man. Congratulations, dude. So we are going to be trying to do the spectator mode and pray that it doesn't quit. Because I'm assuming that was the problem in the first time. I will quickly change these scores now. So we do have Sarmation up against the mighty Falcon. And let's reset that both to 0 and 0. Apparently Falcon has the best army ever, and you will never expect it. I'm excited to see this. Cool, so if we do have a crash, I'll just let one of the competitors host. And great. So yeah, who's your money on, guys? You think Falcon has this 2-0? Oh, go on then. Unfortunately, man, Zach unfortunately had to take someone to the hospital. But luckily, Sarmation hopped in last second. He was in chat, so massive shout out to him as well. I think you're always better to host from player seat. Not sure what you mean there. I'm assuming just from normal one. Because I'm not massively new to this game, but I'm very new to actually like hosting and whatnot, so I'm not sure how to spectate in a normal lobby, but we will see. Cool, looks like they're ready. Let's get this underway. Total War, come on, do your best, do not crash, you're a good game. Please CA, let me survive. Don't want to have to restart the stream. It looks like it's loading. Yes. Fantastic news. And there is never shame losing to Falcon. You're absolutely right, Black Phillip. He is very tough. I've never played him myself, but I've seen a lot of his play, and his main tactic seems to be to punch you really hard into the face and completely throw all your plans out the window. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please do leave a like and consider subscribing. We're going to have more of these tournaments up on the way. Also have kind of constant multiplayer battles and just my thoughts on things, like if there's any DLCs coming out and so forth. Also have a little hints and tips guide for Wood Elves if you guys are fairly new to the game. And yeah, really helps out, gets more of these battles going. And of course, if you guys do want to take part in these, always send me a message on Discord or on the Steam, or even just leave a comment down below. I'll always try and get in as many people as possible. So let's have a little look here at Sarmatian's army. He's going for the Empire. So on the flank here, he does have 1 unit of Reichsguard, and on the other unit, he has 2 units. So basic cav, basic shot cav, do a decent amount of damage on the charge, but you don't want to leave them in there for too long. Now for the main line, he has gone for a mixture of halberds, swordsmen, and spearmen, all very nicely set up here. Also a unit of great swords, just that little bit added punch in the mists there. He does also have a unit of crossbowmen and the silver bullets, which are almost a must pick in most matchups. Regiment around handgunners do a really great job. And the back, it looks like he does have the Hammer of the Witches, which is one hell of a rock star name. Regiment round cannon, which can absolutely pummel some of these units if Falcon's not careful. He also has the new wizard over on the right hand side. This guy is fairly new, bringing the Law of Death, and he has just brought a Spirit Leech with him. And for his lord, he has gone for Volkmar the Grim. Been seeing this guy a lot more lately. I think there was a big event, it might have been the ECL or the one CA hosts, the what's their one they host? I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, where this guy was used very successfully. Now you kind of see him popping up all over the place. He's bought the Grand Shield, he of course has the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, and the Grand Sulfur. So very awesome army over here. Now let's have a little look at Falcon's list. So Falcon has gone for some Illyrian Reavers over on the flank here. And in front, he's gone for Shadow Warriors. Very interesting pick, he's gone for 4 of these guys. Doesn't look like he's gone for the Regiment Renowned version. They are a stalking unit. You don't see them very much. They can Vanguard stalk. They're very good at dealing a huge amount of damage very quickly. However, they're very expensive and they can get picked off, by... I'm really worried for them considering these Reichsguard are lurking. But just in the back, he also has a mass of Dryads, which are fantastic against most Empire infantry. He has gone for a Star Dragon, the ultimate Falcon move, going for a dragon up in the sky. And also Alariel, the Radiant, up on her flying pigeon here, bringing all kinds of nasty heals. So let's get this underway. Looks like we do have a couple of units of Illyrian Reavers in the back as well, who are just going to be searching, trying to get on top of this cannon and on top of the handguns. So any predictions, guys? 2 interesting builds. I really like the Dryads in this pick. I take them when I'm using Wood Elves a lot in this matchup. Of course, he has gone for the special High Elf faction here, so he can bring some Wood Elves. These Shadow Warriors have to be very careful. They're getting super danger close here to these swordsmen, who are in fact going to pop on them, so a little bit of a mistake here by Falcon. However, those guys can fight fairly decent in combat. Some early shots come in, trying to shut down that Hammer of Witches as soon as possible, and the Illyrian Reavers are going to be crashing in to this crossbowman right here. Which is a nice little trade considering he did get some of his Shadow Walkers stuck in combat, but they're doing a decent job. They're kind of just trying to walk through them, which is an interesting life choice. They are now going to be backing away. And that mass fire coming in from those guys, they're tearing apart that Hammer of Witches and have broken it. Looks like the Star Dragon did try and snipe out that Deathcaster there. He has popped on top and broken him, but in comes Volkmar the Grim. He ain't taking no crap from no dragon. He's going to be swinging his flaming hammer there, trying to bring him down. So it looks like the Illyrian Reavers have managed to try and surround these Reichsguard. Have a Reichsguard, of course, a lot more heavily armoured. Should do a very decent job of taking them out. Have an overarching look at the battlefield. There's a couple of units of spearmen here who are just chilling, who really need to kind of get back into the fray here. There's some Illyrian Reavers who are swooping around their way around. I'm sure they'll be trying to take down this hammer if it does run too far. Dragon is coming in for that Volkmar. He wants to tear him apart, but some brave knights do charge in the way, sacrificing their lives so Volkmar may survive, and he runs back to their aid. Alaro is still incredibly healthy here. It has been pinned down a little bit by some spearmen and Reichsguard, which isn't where she wants to be, but there are some Dryads who could probably push up and push through. Now, as far as the Shadow Warriors gone, Falcon's done a fantastic job of keeping these guys online and away from any nasty cav. Really did worry about them from the start, but you can see the mass fire coming in. They're doing a decent job of just tearing these guys down. The Dryads are really going to struggle up against Reiksguard. Some Illyrian Reavers are coming in as well to help protect those guys. Scare off some swordsmen. So in the back we do have an ultimate duel of, well, good versus good in a way, but good versus a monster, we should say. Volkmar the Grim dropping all down his prayers and trying to take down the Star Dragon with another Spirit Leech as well. But the Star Dragon does get a Star of Avalon popped onto him, which of course is the big hill from Alariel the Radiant. So it looks like that Amanist Wizard did come back into the fray. To a nice boom there, and it looks like they may be able to tear down the Star Dragon. It is getting a heal by Star of Avalon and Earthblood. But Volkmar, he's getting in there, he's doing the dirty work, and he's attempting to rip that dragon's head off. And it looks like they do manage to break it. In the back, the right side have managed to pop on top of some Shadow Warriors, so a massive fight back by Sarmation here. All across the field, it looks like Empire are rallying and trying to fend off these nasty Illyrian Reavers and Dryads. Fantastic play by both players, both sides. This can still go either way, as we do have some Spearmen in the back who have pinned down Alara, but she is protected by some Dryads, and they will do a decent job. The Star Dragon is running for the hills, but he may well return, especially if he gets a hill popped on him. He's got 900 health there. Now in the back, it looks like there's a duel between the wizards, and this is one that definitely favours Alariel, who's just crumping all over this Death Wizard. We do, however, have some Reiksguard coming charging in. They've done a fantastic job this game, actually, trying to protect their heroes. It looks like the wizard may just about get away with his life. Volkmar is running in there, but he is also very low. Let's take an overarching view of the battlefield. So the Shadow Warriors are still very healthy in the back, and these guys are decent melee combatants, and they're now going to be sniping out Volkmar, which is not good news for him. Not too much he can do about this, but he's also getting shot in the back, which is not good. Looks like they may have switched their targets though, so Volkmar may live, and those handgunners are going to constantly fire down on Alariel now. A nice breath attack coming in, and he just roasts Volkmar there. That's what he gets. That's what he deserves for doing that nasty damage earlier to the Star Dragon. Great play all around. Over on the sides here, we do have some Illyrian Reavers trying to cycle down some Spearmen, but the Dryads should really be the ones getting in there doing some decent damage. I would just use these Reavers to try and clear up some chaff and protect these Shadow Warriors, who still have a limited amount of ammo, but it's not too bad. It looks like a lot of the Empire are starting to break and run with their Lord gone. A really healthy unit of Greatswords are running in here, and they will just chop through Dryads all day. This dragon has to be super careful. He's very beaten up, so he's just going to be trying to feast on the outskirts on all these routing units. And it looks like we're heading towards that end phase here. It's going to be interesting to see if Sarmation can once again drag himself back into it. He did that really well early on, but so many of his units are running away. With no Volkmar, it's going to be tough. These Dryads are just simply going to saturate in onto these halberds and slow them down. The Shadow Walkers still have a decent amount of shooting left, and that is game. So it's been 1-0 to Falcon. GG's all round. Fantastic first game. I really like the surprise pick there of the Dryads. A lot of people don't expect it because they see you in a high faction, but overall, great game. Full Vanguard High Elves. That's the only way to go, man. It's the only way to go. It's not like riding a bike, you can forget. Yeah, man. Great game all round. Very well played to Sarmation there. Put up a great fight. A really good fight there. Let's have a cheeky little look at stats. Not stats, sorry. The chat here. Please crash. That is very harsh, man. I think it has option. Join a spectator. Change the map. Oh, thank you. What a hero. What a hero. So we are going to be over to River and Maxon here. It was a very interesting map. Interesting to see how they go. I will change the score up in the top in a second. Did Falcon forget a mage? He may well have done. I did not see a mage. I may be blind. Falcon definitely is Daenerys reborn, 100%. Always loves a good dragon. Yeah, the little mistake didn't kick in too bad, of course. But it just goes to show, even the top players do make mistakes. Ooh, looks like they are going for Chaos versus Beastmen. Dimmy is going to be very happy about Falcon going Beastmen, I am sure. And I'll quickly make sure to change the stats. So that is Falcon up 1-0. So, one of these guys is going to be facing Ben the Barman, who has made it to every single Death Before Dishonour final so far, which is pretty crazy. Alright, let's see if you guys have any questions or anything. Yeah, looks like we've got quite a few people watching it. Good to see some familiar faces and some new faces. Sorry, I cannot unfortunately keep up with all the chat. I've only got one monitor at the moment, so I have to look at chat on my phone, which is a little bit of a problem. Who is your money on? Do you think Sarmation can be inspired by Ben and do the comeback of all comebacks, or do you think Falcon has this one in the bag? Surely we need an extreme meme team. Someone, you know, promoting the extreme meme team in the final, representing. So, Dimmy, just people who don't know, including myself, how did the extreme meme team come about? I know you're quite a prominent member there. Did someone just one day decide, you know what, we want to make this? Or did it come about because people were trying to make the scene more competitive, or anything really? Oh, cool. Yeah, just let them know there is no rush. It's a super chilled out tournament. Of course, there's nothing. Well, there's the title on the line, the glory of trying to take Zach Bissane's title. However, the main part is, you know, it's deadly chill and just all about the fun. So, never any pressure on the players to kind of rush along or anything like that. Yeah, Summation will do it. I see some backing for Summation here. Did Extreme Meme Team actually start as a meme and then it became the meme to rule all memes? Yes, Falcon is probably good for the mass rush here. Looks like both of them are ready. And this is going to be an interesting map. I think it could really help the Beastmen do some shenanigans. It started as a meme, then it became extreme. And needs to be the, like one of those really dodgy 90s, like action movie voiceovers. That was so good. Ryan Reynolds does a fantastic one for Deadpool. Why is it that I'm such a great caster? Well, thanks, man. Because I'm new. I'm fairly new. I started a couple of months ago. I have a very tiny channel. I have about 60 subscribers at the moment, but it is slowly building. I'm really enjoying it, actually. And I'm still learning the game, which is actually kind of cool because people who are new to the game and see my channel kind of learn with me. And as I pick apart and learn things, I know it might get a little tedious for maybe some of the more extreme players, more of the elite players who want, you know, super competitive play. I'm kind of all about the fun at the moment. And I'm slowly trying to break out into the tournament scene. I work weekends, so I'm kind of a bit stuck, unfortunately, as that's where most of the tournaments are. So let's have a little look. We do have Sarmation with the Mighty Chaos here, and I'm already liking the looks of this army. This is a crazy army, actually. What the hell is going on? Right, let's get into this bucket of awesomeness right here. He has gone for Prince Sigurd, the Magnificent himself, the glorious human being, who loves to look at himself more than anything. Not overly competitive normally, but we'll see how he does. He's got a Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows as well, with Enfeebling Foe. Nice little hero kit there. So he has 4 units of Chaos Warhounds. Looks like just the one with Poison. He has gone for... There's Regiment Renowned Chaos Spawn. I did not even know these guys existed. So very cool unit here. We also have Armor Sundering. We have Freeness of Chaos Trolls, which have regeneration. They have low leadership, but of course when they run away, they can always turn around, come back, and fight bigger, better, and stronger than before. Looks like we have Freeness of Aspiring Champions in the front line as his kind of main battle line, if you can call it a battle line, I suppose. He does have the Mirror Guard, very thematic, going up there with the Prince, and a Chaos Giant. Well, this is a interesting build. I have no idea how that's going to work, but let's see. So for Falcon, he has gone for Ungor Spearmen in the front line. Cheap and cheerful, just chaff basically, but they do have the anti-large to pin down people a little bit. He's gone for some Bestigors in the back. I love these guys. They're the most elite of the Beastmen, just 2 units by the looks of it. They can go toe-to-toe with most Chaos units and do a decent amount of damage, or at least trade very effectively. There is a couple of units of Razorgore Herds, great armor piercing, and some Minotaurs with shields, and the Butchers of Kalkengard. It looks like we are underway. There's also some Centaurs, and more Centaurs combined in with some Chaos Warhounds with poison. So let's get this battle underway. Cool, looks like they are all good to go. This mass flank is going to be charging in. These Chaos Warhounds need to be really careful, because if they get pinned down here, these poison ones can slow them down, and then the Centaurs will just bully them. The Centaurs got a little bit close to these trolls, and I have been fended off here. Quickly, just do the leadership I realised I forgot for Beastmen. We do have a Brave Shaman of Wild, and Morga the Shadowgave, and it looks like there is a summoned Cygor who's going to be thrown in some boulders. Not the best targets, though, anymore in this matchup. It looks like the Centaurs have charged in on these Chaos Warhounds. There are some more coming to rescue them, but great play by Falcon, bringing over these Centaurs, and he's definitely going to win this engagement here. However, the front line, it's going to be tricky. I mean, these trolls are going to absolutely curb stomp all these Ungol Spearmen, who do have anti-large, but they're fairly cheap and cheerful, to be honest. And, you know, they've still got this Chaos Giant who's going to swarm in there and beat down these Vestigals. These Minotaurs can be pretty key in trying to pin in some of these big creatures. The Razorgors actually do a fantastic job of pinning people in and, you know, whittling them down slowly. As you can see, Chaos Trolls, not the greatest leadership, getting butchered by the Butchers of Kalkengard, funny enough, and they're going to be running for their lives. They'll be coming back and healing up. Nice rear attack coming in here by the Razorgors, just trying to break this really dodgy leadership of the Chaos Army, although it does have some Chaos spawn in here, even that little bit of unbreakable pocket. And let's see how that flank, that flank kind of played out as expected. It looks like these Chaos Warhounds are going to run off the battlefield, which is a big shame, and these Centaurs and other unit of Chaos Warhounds are now free to roam the battlefield. And this Cygor is just going to fire completely unharassed. He is only up to 3 kills so far, and he's shooting at the Mirror God, which is his best option in this case. Now, power balance is gone heavily in Falcon's favour here. It looks like the Extreme Monster Mash may be faltering on all fronts. The problem is, even when his trolls do run away, there's nothing to hold the front line, so they're just getting chased down by Centaurs and Hounds, and they're not going to be coming back into the action, so they're going to be a little bit of a waste, unfortunately. These Chaos Warhounds are just being dragged down here. Looks like Chaos Trolls, again, also getting picked on by Razorgors. There's some really nice rear charges were coming in. It looks like there are 2 units of summoned Chaos Spawn, which are going to really help push the power balance in his favour, help him break off some of these units. There is a pocket of strength, though, here for the Chaos. We have the Mirror Guard, who are going to go down, protecting their Lord, who is managing to snipe out Morga here. So if he manages to break him, the terror caused by this Chaos Giant could do a really fantastic job, and he may be able to get back into the battle. If he can survive these Chaos Spawn until they disappear, kill Morga here, or at least shatter him completely, this Chaos Giant may be able to tear out a ton of this army. We'll have to see. Minotaurs could be key, though, in bringing it down. It looks like they have managed to surround him a little bit. Morga has managed to escape with his life. Is there any Chaos units anywhere? There's some Hounds over in the distance here, but they're going to be getting tied up against another unit. Don't think he's going to be able to chase him off. It looks like he is just going to run for the hills. Fortunately, that Chaos Giant may slowly get dragged down here. Do you have the Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows, though, in here? Doing a decent job fighting as well, but Vestigors are pretty damn elite, to be honest. So it looks like the Aspiring Champions have been chased off, and Falcon just doing a great play of making sure he chases off all these kind of units on the outskirts and refusing to let them come back. So yeah, Chaos Sorcerer is starting to break. It could just be the pocket here of the Almighty Prince and the Chaos Giant. I don't think he's not unbreakable. No, he can't be. No, he's got very good leadership, so he's holding his ground there. And this Cygor has just been here the whole battle, summoned, really slowly deteriorating. Actually, he may well be the second one, but down goes the Chaos Giant. Does start to flee, and it looks like that is going to be game. So that is a 2-0 in Falcon's face. Well, not Falcon's face, in Falcon's favour, sorry. It is a little bit late, and I didn't get the most sleep, so apologies for any stumbles and so forth. But, you know, all that good stuff. So we'll just wait a little bit longer here on the end scores. Someone did ask that before. So 50 kills for the Mirror Guard, not too bad, but unfortunately, Falcon did manage just to slowly pick apart that very fun army, though, and you see 95 kills, 57 on the Centaurs, really putting in that work. Yeah, awesome. Big round of applause, by the way, in chat, please, for Sarmation. Was a big hero of the people and stepped up to the plate, completely unprepared, just hopped in and went straight up against Falcon, which, you know, he is just an absolute beast. Oh, hopefully the stream is doing fine. Try refreshing it. I am running on the highest quality ability on like OBS, but for some reason sometimes my internet seems to drop slightly and then come straight back in, so it does mess up the stream a little bit. But if in doubt, it will get re-uploaded afterwards, and it gets re-uploaded in full quality. Yeah, great game there by Sarmation all round. So let's just wait for Ben the barman to hop in. It is the same lobby man as before if you are in the chat, and same password. And see if he can hold the line against the mighty, unstoppable wave that is Falcon. Hey Tim, I see in the chat there, a quick left, right, left is what is needed. That is always what's needed, man. Throw off your opponents with a quick left, right, left, right. If you guys are in chat and enjoying, please do leave a like down below, super helps out. And feel free to subscribe. And we have our two final competitors in here. Ben the barman, always got to the final. First time round, managed to win it in a 2-1 series. Second time, went down fighting 2-1 to Zach Bisane, who will make sure to get back in, hopefully for the next tournament, as he technically never lost his title. Oh, crap, sorry Optimus Prime. Hopefully the stream will sort itself out. It's rather annoying. On my side, it seems fine. This is the problem I'm having with it. But I'll make sure to take a look for the next one. So I'll let those guys... It looks like they're going to be picking Gentleman's Agreement. And I will change the map. So it looks like we are going to be up onto Glacial Lake for round 1. And I'll make sure to change the scorecards. So on the left we do in fact have Ben. Up against Falcon, who's already on the right side, so that's nice and easy. Cool, and we're back in the game. Oh, it's looking like it could well be. It is Glacial Lake. Looks like he may be taking Skaven up against Dark Elves. He seems to be a very good Skaven player overall. I've also seen him bring Dwarfs very effectively before as well. Falcon, of course, is very good with... I want to see some Lizardmen, preferably. But he's also very good with all the Elf factions. Peace out, Sarmation. Massive thank you for playing, man. You are a true hero. I hope to have you back in sometime soon. I hope to see you on ladder again as well at some point. Thanks for what? Thanks for being a hero, man. He went up against Falcon. Not many people would dare such a thing. Looks like we are going Tomb Kings then. Glacial Lake's an interesting map. At one point, I believe some other maps were bugged. That when you clicked on them, it brought you to this map. Which of course is super frustrating when you're planning your army. Looks like we have a nice decent amount of people in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. We do these normally about every 3 weeks, this tournament. I'm going to be trying to up it. It just depends about my work schedule, basically. But there's other content uploaded, normally just multiplayer battles. And I believe we actually hosted Zach Bisane's last Flash tournament as well. It is in 2 videos. One was like a live stream, and then the finals are just cast as well separately. There's some super cool battles in there, and some really awesome dwarf builds. Why I remember, actually, just in this little intermission, Falcon does have a Twitch account, so make sure to go check that out. I'll try and remember to leave a link in the description below. If anyone could leave a link in the chat, that'd also be super useful, as it's not Falcon on Twitch. I believe the name was already taken, so it's close to, though. I can't remember which letters are different. Falcon apparently says this is the best build he's ever made and no one can beat it. So who is your money on, guys? Extreme Meme Team representative Falcon, or Ben the Barman, one-time champion already? He's been there and he's done it before. Yeah, that's super annoying about the stream, man. I'll have a look at it. I'm just at the moment running off OBS. I'm still fairly new to streaming, so I can definitely double check and try and change a few things. However, I've gone on to like the highest latency, so it should be running as best it can. My internet does tend to be pretty good as well. Oh, okay. Okay, man. I'll have a look after the stream, and I'll see if I can up the maximum quality. That may be it, man. Massive thank you for that, man, for spotting that out. Yes, vengeance for summation. Vengeance. I like the Dowie pick there. Cheers for joining, guys. This is the final. We're just about to get underway. Ben the Barman, very good player overall, up against Falcon. I'm sure many of you guys have noticed. He is, yeah, currently ECL holder, and I think he came runner-up in the Everchosen, if I'm not mistaken, to Tlaxlan Soothsayer. This looks like it could be our biggest stream so far, though, which is pretty damn exciting. As I said before, I'm fairly new to the YouTube community. Started up a little while ago. Got very fortunate that after about my second video had been posted, I ended up playing Turin on his channel, not realising it was actually him, and it got cast, which obviously got a few viewers over, and then we've just been slowly growing ever since. Slowly going to be improving the setup as well. We do now have a scoreboard, hopefully, up here in the top right-hand side, which is only kind of a makeshift one for now. Unfortunately, it's got a timer there and a few things, which are a bit annoying. We will soon, hopefully, be sorting one out. A nice, proper, kind of themed one. And yeah, slowly improving. Whispers of vengeance. Sounds strange, don't do that. Looks like they are good to go. Let's hop in. I really hope this goes to the 3-game series. So what I've been doing is playing Alpine Ridge as the second game in the finals, because I quite like the idea of them trying to crawl up the mountain to battle out for the title. But every single tournament so far has gone to the best of 3, so it's never been the last one. And it is currently the 3rd map in this matchup, so we may not get to it, but we will see. Oh no, this isn't the map which was bugged before. That was a different one with a big actual lake in the middle, which forced you to go on that map, which is quite frustrating. What's up, Scrambled Egg Special? Nice to see you, my dude. Loving the name as well. Cool. Now let's get this finals underway. So for the Tomb Kings and Ben the Barman, returning champion, he does in fact go for. Oh, he's gone for the man himself. He's gone for. God, I can never pronounce this guy's name. Hierophant Kartep. That's what I'm going with for now. Kartep. Yeah, close enough. Close enough. You know who it is. This bad boy right here. But in all kind of manner of nasty spells, including Sandstorm. He's gone for Incantation of Desiccation, which is a really nice debuff. Incantation of Protection, which is massive protection. Really annoys me, those kind of abilities. You go in to try and finish someone off, they pop that, and you get left in a really bad position. Now, he has gone for some Skeleton Spearmen. I'm sure he's been moving it into the front line, mixed in with some Skeleton Warriors, but they are chevroned up, so they will put up a little bit more of a fight than they perceive to be. He's gone for some Tomb Guard in the back a little bit. Elite 4 Tomb King infantry. Not the most elite of troops all round, but they do decent up against Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, and so forth. He has gone for 2 units of Skeleton Archers, one who shall not be named, the Regiment Renowned version over here, and another unit on the left-hand flank. He has also gone for some Ushopti Great Bows, the bane of my Total War existence. I hate facing these guys. They are a massive pain. 2 units of Nekar Horsemen on the left-hand flank, and some Carrion up in the air. Looks like on the right-hand flank, he just has 1 unit of Horsemen, 1 Carrion, and a Tomb Scorpion. I don't know if he's forgotten about this little fella, but he has left him in the back there slightly. Let's have a quick little look at Falcon's build. So gone for a very thin front line here of Dread Spears mixed in with Blackguard of Nagarond and some Bleak Swords. So fairly elite mixed in with the chaff there, which I quite like. He has gone for the Chill of Sontar as well. Regiment Renowned Hydra, very badass looking guy. The Cause of Terror has Frostbite and a lot of other nasty stuff. There's also a Supreme Sorceress of Fire up in the air here, who should do a fairly decent job. Looks like has Burning Head and a few other nasty spells, Cascade and Fire Cloak, and a Fireball. And there is also one more War Hydra. In the centre, there's also some Cold One Chariots. So let's get this underway. Oh no, it looks like the lag is back a little bit, but hopefully it should get going soon. I haven't had lag when playing with Ben before, but that did happen in the first game as well, but it did subside pretty quickly. So a nice frontal charge coming on here with the Cold One Chariots. Always like seeing players do this, where you just charge from the front line, get out of there before you take any damage. However, Ben has responded rather quickly here with his Nekakar Horseman, put down a buff on them as well, and he's going to be tearing apart these Cold One Chariots if they're not careful. However, it looks like a Burning Head is going to be coming down, and this just does massive damage, wrecking those Tomb Guard, almost one-shotting them. Luckily though, Ben did get his Blessed Legion out of the way rather quickly. The Tomb Scorpion is forcing its way into the back line, going to be trying to get some rear attacks in. The Carrion are just floating around, trying to pin down the Supreme Sorceress for as long as they can. That Flaming Head just went on forever, and it's wrecking that unit's Skeleton Spearman over their water cast. Really fantastic cast down that side there. The War Hydra is going to be spitting in some fire. Looks like, however, the Dark Elves are taking a bit of a battering in some fronts, you know, those Chaos Chariots and so forth, but for the most part, they're doing a decent job. They've almost started to rack round to this side, but it looks like some horsemen are going to shut them down. In the front line, these Hydras are just going to do a decent job cutting through these Tomb Guard. Nice play with the Chariots as well, just breaking into that back line. You can see some of these Skeleton Spearmen are starting to waver a little bit, but it's still anyone's game at the moment. Really nice pick in the back here. This Tomb Scorpion is just going to tear apart these Fleet Swords pretty quickly, and then he should have free reign. On the flanks, it looks like he's trying to overload these Dread Spears. Oh, sorry, a little bit of a burp. Overload these Dread Spears and then hopefully chase them off and finish them. In the back, he does have the Blessed Legion. He has managed to kind of regroup. And his Ushop's Great Bow up to 16 kills. They're going to be real important at the moment to take down these big Hydras. He needs to get them firing and online. It looks like he's managed to stabilise his back line. His front line is starting to suffer. There's some great rear attacks coming in here with the next car Horseman. Ben is always a scrapper, even when things start to look a little bit bleak. Does come charging in here trying to save the day. So Dread Spears are being chased off. Nice play there. It looks like no one tried going around for the super flank. And there's another unit of Carrion coming back to the battlefield. Hydra though spitting fire over these Tomb Guard, doing some serious damage. And oh no, is this another Burning Head? He needs to move these Skeleton Archers, but it looks like he doesn't spot it, and those guys are just deleted pretty much. Massive HP damage, almost breaks them as well. And they are going to start to crumble. That Burning Head has put in massive amounts of work. The Shopti, however, are online now, and they're shooting into the Chill of Sontar. They're tearing it apart. If they're allowed to stay shooting, they could really do a great job. But it looks like this War Hydra is just going to chase them off, and there's not too much left back here to protect these guys. It looks like the old Grand Master here is going to be coming in to try and block him up. That is not a fight he wants really either. So now we do have some summoned Ushopti though. They're going to be trying to block in this Chill of Sontar, and they'll do a decent amount of damage up against it. And the front line is actually looking not too disastrous for the Tomb King. Fantastic play of these Nekakar Horsemen have got him really back into the game, dropping in these rear charges, trying to break off these weaker units and slowly tear down these Black Guard. But he really needs to deal very quickly with these War Hydras, and that Supreme Sorceress is still very healthy. And there is a almost full health unit of Black Guard of Nagrons who are just going to crump on these Skeleton Warriors and chase them to the ends of the earth. And that could be what actually costs him the game right now. These Ushopti look like they're about to be pretty much completely deleted here. They are charging in to try and do a little bit of damage, but without the range on his side, it's going to be a real struggle to take down those Hydras. He's going to do a fantastic job here though, taking down those Common Chariots. It looks like he's going to be able to delete most of the infantry. This Tomb Scorpion's still a tough customer, but he's not really built to take down things like Hydras. This is where he wants to be, up against elite infantry. These guys may be anti-large, but if you can't stop the mass of this thing, it really does not matter. Close game though. Power balance is gone slightly in the Dark Elf favour, or fairly heavily now. That could just be because of these giant Hydras, but apart from that, small pocket of strength here. Let's have a little look around. Very healthy unit of Blackguard and Nagron, which could be key. Just chasing them with Skeleton Archers. It looks like the Cold Ones are going to come and do their job for them. Still a ton of damage done on both sides. Looks like these Ushopti have been pretty resilient, but they are going to go down here to the double monster mash. These archers have managed to stabilise themselves a little bit. Looks like they are still crumbling though, and they will soon be going down. the Chill Sonta, very low-headed, does regenerate. If you're not putting mass damage on it, it can just stay in the fight for as long as it wants. And that is looking quite heavily now, like Falcon may take this first game in the finals. But ever the scrapper, as I said before, Ben is still fine here. He's got a very healthy Tomb Scorpion. Karen can just go to the edge of the battlefield and start chasing off these units, try and get a little bit of value. But it looks like those archers were caught by the chariots. And yeah, he doesn't really have anywhere left to run. His leadership is just getting stomped on a little bit. His Tomb Guard are trying to rush their protection. Nice spell cast down as well, trying to do a decent amount of damage to these Blackguard of Naggarond. But it's going to be a little bit too little too late, I think. And this Supreme Sorceress now is dropping down her buff. Will be able to put it up on top of Team King Leader here and drag him down. It looks like that is going to be game. He is starting to waver. Soon he should be crumbling. There goes power balance. Great game though, super close, almost managed to bring it back. Though that horseplay coming around with those rear attacks really saved him in the infantry fight. So that's me 1-0 to Falcon. Black Phillip saying Falcon soldier on the Chill of Sunset. Yeah man, I think people didn't really use him too much, and then he's also kind of come into his own a bit. So 144 and 116 kills on these two Blackguard, but 102 kills on the Supreme Sorceress really helped cover. Those burner heads just deleted units. So GG there. So the next map is going to be a bit of a tournament favourite, I feel. And I can never say this name, but I will attempt my best. El Anguil. Sounds roughly Frenchy. I believe it is in the lands of Bretonia. Nice little bit of tree line as well, so you can do some sneaky schemes. Yes, Lizardman wants Lizardman. Falcon wants Lizardman. Let's have a quick little look at chat. So, it is 1-0 actually. Before I do that, I will remember to do this. Boop. 1-0 to Falcon so far. So if anyone is super late and joining in, this is the finals. Ben the Barman up against Falcon. It is 1-0 to Falcon so far. And it is a best of 3 series. Let's have a little look at chat. Yeah, Burner Head seems super good against Tomb Kings. Could the Karens take on the Sorceress? I don't think so. Karens aren't that powerful. What on earth is that? I have no idea what that is. That looks like a Kislev. Four Weight Watchers and no skill required. 4 Weight Watcher build I actually really quite like, but yeah, you can just kind of delete people. Cool, looks like Ben is going to go high ups. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying, and I've said it a ton of times, and hopefully it's not kind of bugging you guys, but do please leave a like if you are enjoying, and also feel free to subscribe. We have these type of things happen. I try and do at least a live stream every 2 weeks. Last time I did a Come At Me Bro series, which was my first time playing and streaming at the same time, and it's just to kind of, anyone who wants to join, hop on, can play against me. And I'm probably going to start doing that fairly often. I'm excited to see this though. I am a Lizman fan, and Falcon is a very good Lizman player, so it should be interesting. Oh, Engine of Gods would be good. Yeah, man. Oh, what's up, Zach? How's everything going, man? Hope you're all good, dude. Yes, Ben managed to beat Dimmy G. 2-1. He did the comeback. He almost lost the second game. He had Wurzag sniped out as greenskins, and somehow, I have no idea how, kept his army together and just about managed to claw it out. Yeah, man, Ben's a really good player. He definitely undersells himself as well. We had this last tournament. He was talking about if he managed to get to the final, he wasn't going to stand a chance up against Zach or against a Move Hacker. But he did fantastically. He's a really good kind of underrated player, I think. Good to see him a little bit more as well on the tournament scene. So who is your money on though? Can Ben once again scrap his way back to a 2-1 victory to once again reclaim his title. Or is Falcon going to be crowned the new champion? Looks like we have quite a few guys watching now, which is all good. It's nice to see you all, and welcome, welcome. If this is the first time you are seeing my channel, please do visit again. It's pretty good fun. And if anyone wants to take part in one of these tournaments or any other events I do, just drop me a message on Steam or on the Discord. Any of the Discords, I'm on most of the big ones. And yeah, just drop me a message. Always happy to get new players in as well. I'm still rather new, so it's always nice to have at least 1 or 2 kind of new players coming to these tournaments and some more experienced players, so you can see some nice contrast and learn a few things. Also, new players, especially if they're new to the tournament scene, but they're not kind of new to Total War overall, tend to bring some off-meta picks, which really throw people off. Yeah, man, Falcon. I was actually having this discussion with my housemates before I started streaming or posting YouTube content. We actually used to watch a ton of Turin's videos and Lawmaster Sotek and so forth, and Falcon's our favourite player, me and my housemate. Looks like he's good. And yeah, he's really interesting build. Big old kind of just whack you in the face. You know he's going to do it, but not much you can do to dodge it. And yeah, he's definitely up there at the moment. I don't know who else is kind of in the top 5. Slackstand Soothsayer, Aerocrastic, of course Dimmy G, the main man. I'd say he's number 1 quite easily. And I'd have to throw my name up there somewhere as well. Looks like Ben is just focusing on his picks. So yeah, looks like Ben is just deciding his matchup. There is no rush. Super chill. Now this could be the last game. Or it could be the first step on the road to total glory for Ben the Barman. Who is your money on? Anything you're expecting to see from Falcon or Ben as well, if you guys played them in this matchup before? Falcon came up against Sarmation, man. Sarmation did a fantastic job. Unfortunately went down though in a 2-0 series, I think. But yeah, can't thank him enough for hopping in super late as well, underprepared, and just stepping up to the plate and fighting him down. He was a very good champion for you, my man. We'll make sure to get you back in, hopefully for the next one, so you can fully try and defend your title. Also, man, if you've ever seen Spartacus, right now you're a little bit like the undefeated Gaul, because you won't be champion after this, but you never lost the championship, so you're still kind of undefeated. So, I mean, I'll have to make kind of your own special championship, in a way. Let's check if these guys are all good. So, Falcon's just gone off to grab a tea. Very British thing to do. I believe he is Russian, however. So it's quite late there now. So thanks to him as well for setting up as late as it is. I think they're 2 hours later than us. Cool, just let them know it's all chill. Yeah, should be pretty interesting. I have a feeling Falcon is going to run a lot of horned ones. Tends to go like going quite heavy in the cav and using mass debuffs or mass buffs to then try and punch through. Then again, he could go for, which I quite like using, is the, which Slan is it? I believe it's Slan of Light, that has the Rhino's Time Warp, and then you can just drop it on top of like a Mastilosaurus and you just turn to these absolute mulchers. Will eat through infantry super quick. Awesome, looks like Falcon's good to go. Just waiting on Ben. Let's make sure he's ready. Yeah, man, I really do need to add some more spots into events. The only problem is I'm always worried about time kind of constraints. I mean, these tend to go on between kind of 2.5 hours to 3 hours at the moment. But at the same time, I may end up combining some events where there's kind of 2 days of it, or like heats. You know, so this could be heat 1, and the next one be heat 2, and then the winners of both come together, or something along those lines. We've got a lot in the pipe work, especially this good versus evil series, where probably be either 4-on-4 or 3-on-3, where one side uses Forces Order, one uses Forces Disorder, and then they go head to head. Not sure if it's going to be a knockout series or everyone's going to play everyone, in which case it'll be a very long stream, so probably done over several days. But I'll keep you updated, and it'd be great to have you in, man. Really good, you were really nice compared to last time. And also good to see you up against me in the Come At Me Bro series, did very good. Managed to take me down. So yeah, let's have a little look at the map. Very cool overall, tons of terrain that you can use for kind of sneaky stabbings. However, there is also a lot of openness that if you really want to force your opponent out into the open, you can still kind of bring the shooty builds. This looks like a very cool list here by Ben the Bum, so let's get right into it. Now, for his Lord, he has gone for Teclis. Let's see where he's gone. Of course, he's gone for the Net of Amantok. Also popped the Enfeebling Foe and Regrowth, which I like very much. He has got a Noble, great anti-large, all-round decent damage dealer, also very fast. And for the front line, gone for Mass Spearman mixed in with some Lothran Seaguard. In the back here, he has some Sisters of Avalon. Now, I'm quite new to this unit, only recently getting all the DLCs and so forth, but they do a ton of damage. They have these little like laser Star Wars kind of blaster missiles, and they just burn through troops. So nice little backline there. But this is where a lot of his money's gone into. It looks like he's gone for some Illyrian Reavers, some Dragon Princes, and some more Illyrian Reavers. So nice, decent cav. Little kind of contingent here. Illyrian Reavers, nice fast shot cav, whereas the Dragon Princes are hardcore. They're going to be rampaging in, taking down the enemy rather quickly. He does have a Frostheart Phoenix up in the air, so not gone for the fire one this time. This one does have a nice, decent little slow effect. And it's pretty damn tanky, especially if you have a lot of Winds of Magic. But with Teclis running around, I'm sure he's not going to have too much. Is there anything I've forgotten? There is some Silver Helms over here, and some more Illyrian Reavers in the distance. Let's have a look at Falcon's Lizardman army. So, in the front line, he has gone for a mixture of Skink Cohorts and Saurus Warriors, which is a nice pick overall. The Skink Cohorts are great for sneaking through that front line, doing those really small formations, and getting into the back line, and Saurus do a fantastic job up against Spearmen and all kind of the lower tier high elf troops. He has gone for an Ancient Salamander. He got a huge nerf since I started playing, however, still very decent, especially against Lizardmen and Dark Elves who have quite tight formations, and still get a decent amount of work in. He does have a Bastillodon with Arc of Sotek, which is a rare pick, but still very cool. Drops those sneaky snakes and gets poison. He does have a Skink Priest of Heavens here with Harmonic Convergence. And also a load of Cold One Riders. We have one on the left flank and 2 on the right hand flank here. There's also the Hopak Cohort, Regiment Round 1s who can Vanguard. And he has gone for a Saurus Old Blood up front, who I'm assuming has brought... Oh, he's brought the Horn, but he hasn't brought... Yeah, he has the Amulet of Itzel there, 66% damage resistance, which is super good. This Horn works kind of in the same way as a really small version of Orion's Horn for Wood Elves. So, interesting build. We'll see how it gets underway. Some early flame shots coming up against Frostheart Phoenix, but he really struggles to hit these type of units, especially flying ones. He's much better at infantry. Always good, though, just to know, assert your authority and pop a few shots down. So, over in the flank, it looks like Ben is getting in with a little bit of early damage with his Frostheart Phoenix, popping onto some Skink Cohorts, and at least doing a tiny bit of damage there, getting 4 kills. And those laser accurate fire is coming in from the Sisters of Avalon, and they will melt this Ancient Salamander if it stays still, but in return it just drops an absolute bomb down on top of those sisters, tearing them apart. And he is himself fairly hard to hit, mainly due to kind of the actual model of him. He's kind of like quite slippery, much like the Tomb Scorpion, which just moves around really quick. So it looks like the Cold One Riders are being pulled away at the moment, trying to get away from all this range fire. And Saurus Old Blood is rampaging after this Noble. Noble may be anti-large and armor pierce and all that good stuff, but the Saurus Old Blood will tear you apart if you let it. Looks like the ambush is being sprung though. Some Illyrian Reavers and Silver Helms are springing from the forest. And it looks like over on the right hand flank the Illyrian Reavers are doing the same as the Dragon Princes are just sitting back in reserve a little bit. Some nice fire is coming in as well from the Lothran Seaguard, just trying to pick down these rather lightly armoured skinks. and he has managed to pin in the Source Old Blood. So it looks like he's dropped a net on him, charging Silver Helms and the Noble. However, I'm sure he's popped the Harmonic Convergence, did not pop the Amulet down, but in comes some Cold One Riders who have been buffed up, and they will tear apart these Silver Helms if left to it. However, by being netted, it's allowing these Sisters to do a decent amount of damage, but a fantastic Wind Blast come down, pretty much taking those guys offline. A little bit of lag there, so sorry about that, but it looks like we are going to be coming back to it now. So the Ancient Salamander, far in, doing a decent amount of damage. It's up to 25 kills now, which is no mean feat, considering it's up against Sisters and so forth, these rather elite troops. Looks like the Noble has started to rally a little bit himself, and he's going to be assisted by this Phoenix. However, the Source Old Blood did get away with one a little bit there. He has taken a little bit of damage, but I think he still has his amulet around, and he should be doing all decent overall. The Cold One Riders are rampaging through the back. It looks like they managed to beat off these Silver Helms, and now they have free reign to hop on these Sisters or pop on top of Techless. The Dragon Princes do come back, trying to protect, and they can be a super useful unit here. If this Source Old Blood does manage to get sniped out somehow, I can see Ben dragging this back, but apart from that, he is struggling across the field. The Spearman will beat down the Sync cohort, but rather slowly, and the backline is a little bit in shambles right now. These Cold One Riders are rampaging all around the place, tearing apart these poor pointy-eared princesses. Not that, of course, I'm biased against elves when it comes to Muslim, but a little net does come down on the Source Old Blood, and if there's any... the Sisters of Avalon are unfortunately terrified and running away, so they can't try and shoot down this guy. And see, Ark of Sotek actually doing a great job here, getting nearby, tear routing those guys. And he's up to 22 kills, it's a little bit of a meme, but still doing fantastic work. So over on the left-hand flank, looks like some Source Warriors are chasing off the regiment around Spearman. They'll turn around to come back, and they'll help clear up this other unit. In the back, the Dragon Princes are fighting hard, up to 29 kills. There is just so many Cold One Riders. Yes, the Dragon Princes outclass them in almost every aspect, apart from the fact they're not lizards, but there's just too many of them, and they are going to slowly get dragged down. Now, where is the Phoenix and Techless? Phoenix is doing a decent job now. He is tearing apart that Source Old Blood. He needs to really finish this guy off right now. Techless is still alive. He's keeping their leadership going, but the Salamanders charge into combat as well. Got the buff from the Horn, and that Frostheart Phoenix needs to get out there. He'd love to stay there and kill that Source Old Blood. He just cannot afford to. Tennis is falling back, attempting to rally some of his troops, but it is looking rather bleak now. It looks like Falcon may take this final in the first ever 2-0 in a final for the Death Before Dishonour series, and that's it. He does rout off the remaining High Elves. Fantastic game, guys. GG, what a tournament. And it looks like Falcon is the new Death Before Dishonour. Not king, I suppose I can't use the word king, but title holder. And yeah, 36 kills up with the Ancient Salamander, but did very decent because it took out such elite troops. Overall, those cold ones just ran rampant, and there wasn't enough high elf cav to stop them. GG to both players there, fantastic game. Ark of Sotek for the win. Yes, Ark of Sotek is just great. Congrats then to Falcon. You are the new champion, man. Very well played, so get some GGs up in chat. Let's have a quick little look. Yeah, mainly just GG's by everyone. See you guys. So even the higher is better. Yeah, peace out, man. Sweet, look, goodbye. Nice little chat there after as well. No hurt feelings, of course. Which is always best to see. Ben the Barman has been always a gentleman. When it comes down to these tournaments, and always thank you. No worries, man. Thanks for playing. And hopefully catch those guys back here again. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, this is the end. Falcon is the champion. Very well deserved as well. Did some fantastic play there. We soon might need to give the opponents more fun than Falcon. He is a beast. He's the hot player right now. Very hard to take down. You know what he's going to do. You know he's going to overload you, but there's no way you can stop him. I'll just say final peace out to him. And if you guys have any questions, ask them now. I will leave the stream running a little bit longer, so the chat can stay. But yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Fantastic to see so many people watching. And we'll do this again soon. So in a couple of weeks, hopefully we'll have Falcon back trying to defend his title. We'll make sure to get Zach B. Sane back in as well. Hope everything goes alright with you, man, if you still are in the chat. And I know you guys are a little behind on the stream. There's a little bit of lag deliberately put in to make sure that we get the best quality possible. Also, so there's no stream sniping. Not that any of these guys will do it anyway. But if you guys do have any questions, feel free to ask them now. And then I will peace out and try and get some much needed sleep. There will hopefully be another video up tomorrow as well. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I might play some more battles tomorrow and then just cast whatever one my favourite one is. But then after that, there'll be a few days where I'm at work where there'll be no videos, and I'll be back next week. Hopefully, maybe doing another Come At Me Brew series. So I'll let this just catch up a little bit, but if there are no questions, I will shut up. Cheers, Optimus Prime. Love the name, by the way. I've seen you somewhere before. I don't know where, but I've seen you either on someone's Twitch channel or maybe playing a game against someone. Cheers for tuning in, man. Great to see you. Great to see that you're a new guy coming as well, that we're attracting and growing the channel, which is always nice to see. Looks like that is all it for questions anyway. So you guys, thanks, massive thank you to all of you guys for tuning in. As I've said multiple times already, got more of these guys coming in. Big shout out, of course, to all our competitors who took part here. And also to Zach B. Sane as well, who would definitely get back in. And a big congratulations to Falcon, who is the ultimate champion today. And we'll have to see who can dethrone him. So peace out, guys. Stay awesome.